Good morning. Let's set up an Orange Pi single board computer for rusEFI connectivity. Let's do the initial setup. So we're using Orange Pi 0H2 Plus. Those have Wi-Fi, they have a little antenna, they have a more proper USB port. They require an UART device to connect for the initial setup. So this PuTTY instance, you see it's running on COM25 because there's a UART device. This is Armbian, the nicer version of Linux for those Chinese Orange Pi boards not affiliated with the Orange Pi Chinese vendor, hopefully. And it has just booted for the first time, so we have to log in for the first time and do the initial Wi-Fi setup. We have to log in with root. The default password for the Armbian is 1234. We would have to change the root password on first login. That's what I'm doing. I have successfully changed the root password, and Armbian is also asking me to create a default user in addition to root. So I'm going to be using Orange as the username. And again, it needs a password. I'm just skipping all this with enter. Yes, capital Y. Hopefully we'll now log into this single board computer for the first time. Will we? Yes. Beautiful. We have just logged into this computer. At the moment it doesn't have the Wi-Fi. The first order of business is to enable the Wi-Fi. Armbian comes with the configuration utility. It says that there's no network, obviously, so hitting enter, we're here to set up the network. So we're going to go into network, wireless, and it has identified my Wi-Fi, and I will paste the password. Control V. No. Let's try again. Do I have to type the password? Okay, I can type the password. Hopefully that means this is a happy Wi-Fi setup. And we will now go back, and we will now enable Sshd for further connections into this thing over the Wi-Fi. Things are happening. Things are taking a bit of time. That's a cheap SD card, so apparently it's not the fastest one ever. But it works. And that's how it's taking quite forever to open that submodule, whatever that means. Is that going to be eventually successful? This specific card is really slow. Yeah, but it did eventually happen. So we go into reconfigure SSH daemon. Apparently it wants to install something. Hopefully it does it through the recently set up wireless. Hopefully, apparently it's now connected to the network. Yeah, that takes forever. That's a slow card. It takes forever, but what's important is that it works. And I think maybe I didn't have to enable anything. Maybe it was enabled by default. Save. Choose what you want to define. Save. Cancel. Let's go into that thing one more time. I guess there's no option to explicitly enable it, or maybe I'm forgetting something. Maybe I am forgetting something. Let's assume I am not. So let's exit the utility. In the meantime, let's see what we've got. We don't have Java, which we want to get eventually, and that's a typo, and we do have the wget. So for Java, we're gonna paste this amazing command, and it will download a little bit from the internet. So apparently my Wi-Fi is very happy at the moment. Try again. Why did it not work? Did I not say yes properly? Or do we need to do something like apt-get update? Update. That's now the unscripted part of this tutorial. It looks like the initial setup is a bit outdated in terms of some magic, in terms of some packages magic, but hopefully we can fix it. And again, the goal right now is to have Wi-Fi working, to be able to log into this computer remotely through the Wi-Fi, and to have Java installed. At the moment we definitely have Wi-Fi enabled. That was easy. Now we are on the Java installation setup. And then we will validate if we have Sshd server running to have remote connectivity without using the UART cable like the one I'm using right now for the first setup. That cable looks like that. This is how the board is on my desk right now without this Ethernet cable. So I have the power, and now is a good time to mention that power has to be from the wall. On average, a laptop or desktop USB doesn't provide enough current to feed those single board computers. So this doesn't go into a desktop, this goes into the wall to provide 2 amps. And those 3 UART jumper wires is how I'm currently accessing that computer. And that computer is slowly grabbing something from somewhere. This is all quite boring, but that's a miracle because we have a real Linux with onboard Wi-Fi. We just works right out of the box. I believe that's a very reasonable small amount of magic to get things running, which will very soon run Java. And that's about 2 by 2 inches, maybe a bit less. So I plan to actually install it inside my ECU, and I plan to permanently connect it to the rusEFI. One of the things I would need to figure out, I would need to find a source of high quality short USB cables to interconnect from a small single board computer into the ECU. Maybe eventually we'll start soldering, because technically that thingy has USB available on the header. We can expose USB on our boards, and maybe that's the way to go. Let's see what's going on. What's going on? We're slowly downloading stuff. I guess we're slowly unpacking stuff. That's less about slowly downloading. That's more about slowly managing package information. Something has changed from something into something. Linux magic. Let's see if this Linux magic is something we can survive. Yes, we're still trying to install Java. Now with package manager updated, hopefully we'll successfully download enough from the internet to have Java running. Probably sing a song while things are being downloaded, but I probably shouldn't. I don't know how to entertain the viewers in the meantime, so please imagine that I'm singing your favorite song. Mostly there. I wonder what is limiting the download speed. Is it the server or is it the Wi-Fi in this Orange Pi? I'm pretty hopeful that my home Wi-Fi would do better than 1.5 megabyte per second. Magic. More magic needs to happen, I'm sure. Magic is happening. Magic seems to be successful. One would hope. Technically, there must be a smaller Java package without X11 support. But that's okay. Yeah, that headless stuff. This stream is recorded with ShareX. ShareX is an amazing tool to make screenshots, and if you click a few buttons to download FFmpeg, in addition to ShareX, you will have that sweet screen video capture. And if you click the settings, you can set audio input for your microphone, and you can have your creepy voice in such screen recordings. ShareX is amazing. Looks like a good percentage is related to the Windows layer, which we don't need, but whatever. I guess on my next SD card I'll try that dash headless package. Come on, please unpack yourself. It's gonna be a very, very, very boring video to watch. progress. Certificates. More certificates, more progress. And all this fits into an 2x2 board design. And now we have Java. Do we? Yes, we do. Beautiful. Now we can download the rusEFI bundle like this. That's the micro rusEFI F4 bundle. That should be the one for the majority of the audience. We will unzip it. And we have validated that Java executed rusEFI console. We won't be discussing the features of rusEFI embedded in this video. This video was about setting up your computer. This computer is now successfully set up. The last thing to validate, let's confirm if SSH is running. And yes, we see that port 22, that thing is listening. We can now reboot it. And I will validate that I would be able to connect through the network. I guess that's going to be outside of this video. I think that's a success. We have small single board computer running, definitely with the Wi-Fi, hopefully with SSH remote access, definitely with Java installed. Unfortunately, that took 23 minutes. Hopefully that would take a bit faster for you if you have a faster SD card. My SD card costs under $2. That's a miracle. It's working. I think that concludes the Orange Pi setup video for rusEFI online remote tuning applications. See you on the rusEFI forum. Bye bye.